The Dark Brotherhood, a beloved faction to the players of the Elder Scrolls. Their quest lines are among the most memorable and enjoyable in the series. Members of the Dark Brotherhood in the games have a clear motive: to serve the Dreadlord Sithis, as all beings belong to Sithis, the Void. They're an organization skilled in the art of killing, as this is a part of their religion. The word is sent by the Night Mother, who is the source of their contracts, with an appointed listener who carries the word of the Night Mother. From this description, the Dark Brotherhood sounds like a group of murderers whose sole purpose is to kill for the deity, right? Well, not so much. I'll be diving into what it takes to join the Dark Brotherhood, the roles and duties of a member, the true purpose of why one might join this infamous faction. There's no formal recruitment to join the Dark Brotherhood. Instead, one must take the life of an innocent, preferably through a stealthy assassination. We can immediately rule out the premise of self-defense or accidental killing from this recruitment strategy. They specifically recruit those who have a skill in sneaking and assassination, meaning that the murder was deliberate. Soon after, you'll be approached by a seeker from the Dark Brotherhood and asked to join them. If accepted, a target will be given to the player to assassinate to formally join the guild. Okay, cool. But what would push a person to join this faction anyway? Well, these contracts aren't for some holy cause, but for a fair change of coin. You see, if someone wants someone murdered, they'll perform a ritual called the Black Sacrament, which the Brotherhood fulfills. They'll get paid to assassinate the target, earning some money along with sending their soul to the Void. This fulfills their religious obligations while also making some money on the side. However, many join the Brotherhood in search of fortune. Perhaps they're known murderers, outcasts from civilization, unable to earn a wage as they're unwelcome everywhere. Or maybe you have no morals, no empathy, and all you care about is yourself and wealth. This is the nature of many members you meet in this faction actually, and I'd like to dive further into the types of people that fill the roles in this guild. It's quite clear that members of this guild suffer from antisocial personality disorder. Think of this disorder as a spectrum. You'll find people that we call psychopaths on the high end of the spectrum, and the low end of the spectrum contains people who show less severe symptoms of antisocial behavior. Antisocial behavior can be described as, well, behaviors which are not socially acceptable. These may include exploiting others, being aggressive and impulsive, breaking the law, or hurting others with a lack of remorse. Since there is a spectrum, the severity of these symptoms also varies. Let's look at the behaviors involved in being a member of the Dark Brotherhood. Firstly, you must kill with no remorse or regret. This is what gets you initiated among their ranks. Secondly, you must exploit and manipulate others to carry out your tasks. Think of the gourmet mission from the Skyrim questline. Gathering intel crucial to carrying out assassination also comes from exploiting and manipulating individuals. Thirdly, you will always be breaking the law, every single time, with repeated offenses, not feeling guilty and learning from our mistakes. We keep committing murders, we keep breaking the law each mission we do. Now, you're not necessarily born with antisocial personality disorder. It can be developed with childhood trauma, abuse, neglect, usually from just difficult childhood experiences, family circumstances, the way you've grown up. Maybe your parents weren't involved. This can all lead to developing antisocial personality disorders. A great example from Skyrim's Dark Brotherhood questline is actually Astrid. She says that she had an uncle that made unwanted advances towards her, so she killed him. She said it felt good. It felt really good to kill him. You may also notice that many members of the guild are fairly young, most being in their 20s and 30s, some in their 40s, except for Babette, who's around 300 years old in the events of Skyrim. That's because Babette was bitten by a vampire at the age of 10. When you become a vampire, you are essentially immortal, and she retained her childlike appearance. Getting bit by a vampire at the age of 10 and becoming one is also a traumatic experience. You can notice antisocial personality behavior in Babette as well. Firstly, being a member of the Dark Brotherhood may all reconfirm this notion, but have a listen to a voice line of hers in the game.
It's been quite a boon, looking like a child. No one ever suspects a thing.
It's clear that Babette uses her childlike appearance to manipulate and exploit others, or to commit murder with no suspicion towards her. This reinforces the idea that I spoke of earlier about antisocial personality disorders. Now going back to the main point, antisocial personality disorder reaches its peak around the 20s, and it seems to stay steady, or it might even increase into the 40s. While you might notice members in the Dark Brotherhood and Skyrim aren't necessarily in their 20s, they were when they initially joined the guild, and they continued to stay well into their 30s and 40s. Now let me wrap this up with a question you might be thinking of. Does that mean the character that I roleplay as in the Elder Scrolls, especially Skyrim, is a psychopath? Well, in the context of Skyrim, the introduction to the Dark Brotherhood involves helping an orphan child who is abused in the orphanage. He performs the Black Sacrament, calling a member of the Dark Brotherhood to have the caretaker of the orphanage, Grelid the Kind, murdered. You could see this as a noble cause, as Grelid is an abusive caretaker who berates the orphans in her care, but in the end, it's your choice to join the Dark Brotherhood when approached. A less nuanced approach to joining the Dark Brotherhood is in the Elder Scrolls Online, where a person tells you about the Dark Brotherhood recruiting. You can earn a fortune if you join up with them, and you can kill. It's your choice from this point on if you want to join them. If you do, you must murder an innocent to have the guild notice you. And as for Oblivion, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played the Dark Brotherhood questline in that game, so I don't have the knowledge to be talking about it, but maybe in a future video I will. To finish off, I strongly believe that all members within the Dark Brotherhood suffer from antisocial personality disorder. I also believe many suffer from borderline personality disorder and even schizophrenia, but I want to make separate videos for those two topics as I believe it would be too much to digest in a single video. Other than that, I just thank you for watching. Maybe my lore was incorrect. I'm not as well knowledged in lore. I'd suggest you watch a channel like Fudge Muppet or Camelworks if you want the nitty-gritty of everything, but this is my understanding of the surface level lore and combining more or so surface level psychology and just understanding and learning more through an outlet that I love, video games. Other than that, I'll be providing the sources that I use to make this video. Some of them are research articles, some of them is just from Google. Just understanding antisocial personality disorder and trying to digest it into a video. Additionally, I took some information from the Elder Scrolls Wiki and just personal experiences from the games. Other than that, one of the next few videos that I want to make is about Cicero, and I'd like to explore how, of course, antisocial personality disorder, but I also believe he suffers from borderline personality disorder and schizophrenia, and I'd like to make a video on that in the future.